Okay, here we go. Now you can see some stuff in the background from where I am. I wanted to make this video because an earlier video didn't get through. I want to talk about the power you have and the time you really do have to help your communities and to financially help them, but also help them with your time and your care. When you read the Bible and find out about what churches claim and Christianity claims, one of the things you see in the New Testament, before they even witnessed the gospel to people, tried to collect funds, they went out there and helped the poor with the money they had, with the time they had. They gave people hugs. They prayed for them. They tried to find out what their needs were. They showed love and kindness to the communities. They went out there and did all that. And I want to show you why you have the power and time to do that. Even help your local politicians, or at least find out what they're doing. Talk to them, tell them what your needs are. Maybe you haven't really tried as a big group to write to them and push for your needs. Now, before you start thinking, look, I've heard this before, it's not going to work. Think about it. When you open your yellow pages, how many churches do you see in your town? I mean, it's a lot, okay? I'm sorry if they're not unified, but they should. They should be unified and organized. But there's a lot of churches in town. Maybe some of those churches have small congregations. Maybe they have large congregations. Imagine the power if this was done on a regular basis, maybe twice, maybe once every 2 weeks, maybe more. If everyone would just give $2 or $5 or more, and they would do that on a collection plate, and then they would go out there in the neighborhood. They would find people who really actually have needs. Don't tell me that wouldn't impact the community. Now remember, that's just one church. What if all the churches did it? You people have that power and time. You don't need to rely on banks or charity organizations or even sometimes your church. You all could do it together if you just take a collection. And it's not just money. Imagine if everyone did that time. Maybe one group visits an elderly senior citizen home. Well, yeah, but look, another church is doing it. You do it too. That's more people. Maybe, you do it each Saturday in different schedules. One person goes to that section of the suburbs of the town. Another person goes to another section. But with all the churches involved, you could do it on a regular basis. The local community world would see this. And then when you witness the gospel to them, you know what? They're probably going to listen to you. They'll take you seriously. You people have the power. And time. Well, this takes time to do that. I have a job. Maybe you do it on the weekend. Maybe you do it on your day off. But there's more of you than the ones who run the church of elders. You outnumber them 40 to 1. There's more of you people out there than you think. If you all do this with time, maybe you visit a foster care place, or maybe you try to, be a mentor to a young man or a young woman. Teach them some skills. Tell them about what you learned in life, about keeping a job. Instead of going to these charity organizations and clubs, you do the work. Now, the reason why I'm talking about churches, they're the ones who are around the most. They're the ones who claim to love people. They've got at least some sort of organizational structure. But you don't need to be a big church like the Catholic Church or a Bible church to do this. That Bible church has people. Just take a weekly collection or a bi-weekly collection, and specifically that money doesn't go to their funds. It goes out to someone like me or other people who are financially hurting in the neighborhood. The fact is, in this economy, there's a lot of people who are hurting financially, especially with medical bills. I want help, but I want to start a movement. Anybody who starts helping me, I want you to team with me. And I want to team with you. I want to find out what your needs are. I want to go out there and help these people. Make time to help these people as a group. Even if it's just 1 or 2 people or 3 people. Would you invite me? Would you let me do that? Would you let me help you? What about you helping me? Can I ask for help? Now, I'm going to tell you my story briefly. And you've already seen in my earlier video where I've taken pictures of my bills. And by the way, there's more people out there. I have a job, but with my security schedule, I'm finding it hard to get a second job. I've applied for financial aid, and it's not gone too far. But even with that, I have $51,000 to $53,000 roughly of medical bills. But one thing I'm frustrated by, and I know others who are watching this video are, I don't understand with my resume why I can't find a job even at Walmart or at a warehouse, or even at a grocery food clerk. Just even part-time stocking. It doesn't take rocket science to do these jobs. I should need a 4-year college degree to get these jobs. But when I apply to these places, many times I never even get a response, or I'm told that somebody else is selected, or I'm actually told I don't have the experience. On my resume, I've done security so much that in the past 10 years I haven't done these other jobs. But I did do them once. But the skills that I use in my security job is the same kind of life skills you would use at these other jobs, like grocery food clerk, guy stocking food on the shelves, maybe doing some part-time data entry. I've done all of that stuff at my security job. I'm with Monster.com, or with Indeed.com. It's like I can't get anything. Now, what about other security jobs? Because where I'm working in Manassas, it's a 1-hour drive each way. Now, that's a lot of money in gas. So I've applied for the security jobs here. But like you, I'm running into a problem. Some companies are monopoly. Over here, we've got Allied. And Allied doesn't want to have anything to do with me because something happened 20 years ago. It was a mistake I made, yeah. It wasn't a life-threatening mistake. I have worked with them before. I had to do a job record until that point. That was like almost 15, 20 years ago. But now I can't work for them at all. But it's a problem. That wouldn't be a problem normally. But they monopolize. They dominate the Frederick County area. When you go on and look for security jobs around Winchester, Stevens City, or other places nearby, man, it's all Allied. Well, if you're out of luck, man. Let's say you're trying to get into the security field and you want to apply to different companies. Forget it, man. If you're not willing to work at Allied, you're probably not going to work at all. So what I do is I have to drive all the way to Manassas just to get a job. There's another company, Securitas. They haven't given me a job either. I don't know why. It's just like I never got a call back or an interview. So I have financial goal, and I would like to take care of myself medically. Now, because of the rules of YouTube, I can't actually show you, but I have a little dots here. I have a heart monitor. I've been to UVA Hospital in Prince William County. I've been to Inova Hospital, which is in Loudoun County, very expensive. These people are very shark-like. They haven't been willing to work with me at all. I've applied 4 times for financial aid. Forget it. And then other hospital that I had a heart attack some months ago was in 2025. That was the West Virginia WVU medicine in Martinsburg. At one point I did have insurance, but for the other places I didn't have insurance. I was in between jobs because I was at a good job, Procter & Gamble. 4.5 years, I wanted it to be my last job, but we lost our contract, okay? So I lost that job. Then with the new company, it came in, they were very strict. I was having some issues. I made a mistake. I don't think it was a big mistake because we recovered the mistake, and I had, maybe an attitude where I was angry and frustrated. Sure, man, you're taking our job. So I got fired from that. That's fine. I'm not a total bum because I was able to get another security job later on and have other interviews. But like I said, when you can't work at Allied, you can't work locally. Now, I want to get back to this charity giving because I really want to motivate you people. This is a big deal, a very big deal. You people have the power and time. If local churches around there, and there's this many, okay, Winchester, Stevens, if each of you would motivate your congregation just to give out $2 or $5 a piece, it doesn't have to be the whole congregation. Imagine how much money you would have to help someone. And it wouldn't hurt you, cost you a dime, because with each person giving a small amount, it's not going to hurt them. It's not on a regular basis. I'm not just talking for me. I'm not a total creep. I would like to see this movement. I would like to be involved in it. I would like us to go and find where these people are hurting. Churches can make surveys. They can knock on the doors. They don't have to send a big mail-out survey to the whole town. It's a section or suburb at a time. And all you do is say, hey, I love you. I care about you. How can I help? What are your prayer needs? What are your health needs? That would impress the hell out of people. And remember, in my worldview, my idea to you is all these churches are doing it on a regular basis. Now, I know that one of the problems is these churches don't agree with other churches. You're not really united with each other. Maybe you don't talk to each other. Why not? This is the problem. Now, also the power of time. Now, your community, I know a lot of people are hurting and complain about a lot of things. But what if you group together and found these people and did all these things? You could have an impact. Local politicians, I know they get a bad name. I sent a letter to 2 of my local representatives. Doesn't matter what party they are. But one thing you could try to do is try to understand how difficult their jobs are. Why don't you write letters on a regular basis? Just don't complain or get angry. Just tell them what your needs are, what you say, some of your ideas you think can be improved, and tell them that, this is what my family struggles. This is what I see in my community. I can see opportunities for more jobs. For example, one of the things I vote for is I see a lot of abandoned buildings in the county, not just the whole county. That's metal and wood, that's infrastructure, recyclable abilities. You could put a whole group of people to work, give them a job, like government-sponsored job, and they could scrap all that, and that could be used for other things. Yeah, I know there's laws and rules if somebody owns the land. Tell them to get the hell out of the way. Pass some laws where there's not protection, where people can't go on the land and dismantle that. Why can't they do that? Why isn't the company who owns that stuff going to do it? Oh, it's too expensive for infrastructure. This is bull crap. Now, let me give you an example. FDR in World War II, what did he do when things were tough and depressed? And he created the Tennessee Valley Authority. Okay, now maybe that can't be done now, but what about state-sponsored organizations? Create your own company, state of Virginia. I'm talking to my local representatives here now. And so you start this small company and hire these people, and if they don't have the skills, damn it, train them. Give them a chance in life. It's not that hard to train people to do some construction job, use a tool, or take things apart. And all of a sudden you got these new jobs where they can go around town doing things, maybe taking care of the old abandoned buildings, getting the supplies and works, or even start infrastructure. Start a small plant that does steel or something. Yeah, I know it's hard and expensive, but you're going to get your money back. You teach these people how to do jobs like that, bring power and infrastructure to America, and you give jobs locally to people. And just think, if the politicians did that, if you people did that, you realize how popular it would be. You wouldn't have to worry about somebody supporting you. My God, you'd easily be re-elected. But it starts with you people here at home who are not politicians. You write those letters, and if it's in numbers, they're going to listen. Petition your local politicians. Do as a group. Now let's get back to the churches. Look, there's a lot of people are hurting. Yeah, I have a good sense of humor. I'm trying to get by. And I've had a heart attack, so I have a monitor in my heart. I wish I could show you. But you can take a look at those bills. Maybe you can even call the hospitals and ask them if there's a guy named Lucas Naga that has this issue. I don't know. They might not give it out. If I meet with you personally, or if I was at a church, I could tell you this. I would really like to not perish, because if the collectors come and I can't pay this stuff, I used to be homeless, but I worked hard. I got out of it. Obviously, I'm renting out now from this house. This nice elderly lady gives me a place to live. I've lived here since 2012. I built my career back up. I now have a car. So I don't own anything except the car, but at least I have a good car to drive around. I've got some property. I got a collection. I've collected over years, comic books, but that doesn't mean I'm insured. A lot of people collect comic books too. It's a hobby. I would like to get also an intro trains. I might have to sell that, but even if I sell that, it's only gonna be 10 grand, maybe 8 grand. It doesn't pay all my bills, and I'm trying to be responsible. But I've had a life now. Okay, I'm not homeless. I don't want to lose all that when these collectors come, and I can't pay my regular expenses, like my car or being able to pay rent. I have 8 major medical bills. Believe me, if they all garnish my wages, it's going to be hurting. But there are others out there. Now remember what I told you about power. All of you working together, all these churches, I've sent letters out. We'll see if they actually answer. You all have the ability just to give a little bit as a group and use that money to help other people like me or other people that are hurting the community. It should be done on a regular basis. Now, when you do this, maybe the press will find out, and they'll find out that there's a good community here. So those churches that do this, they'll be so popular with the community. Oh, I remember those people helping me, or I remember this church came to visit. It's going to spread the word. It'll be a movement. And for the church people, you have a spiritual revival. But also for the town, they'll get a reputation. People saying, what's going on over in that town or that city? It'll be impressive. This is America. This is what America used to do for all of their people. They used to care about one another. You hear about that in the news all the time. I'm sorry, brothers and sisters, but in my community network, I don't see that being done. No one knocked on my doors from my neighbors. There's a church right across my street, Abundant Life. I don't see them going around knocking on doors or sending out flyers. All they would have to do is, how are you doing today? Can I pray for you? What are your needs? We care. We're right nearby. Talk to us. It doesn't have to be a witness of the gospel or a solicitation. Now, there's other things too, but that's all I have to say. I wanted to get this video published. I want you to listen to it. All right, thank you.